Hello everybody, this is Tamus here, and just checking something. And today is my first tutorial on screen recording softwares. As you can see, I have my 4 here in my middle of the screen. And these are the two, that I'm going over in this tutorial. And these two I will go over in the next tutorial. So I am going to put them up there. As you can see, there's Fraps, Bandicam, Expression Encoder, and the AVS capture screen inside of the AVS video editor. So first, since Expression Encoder has a bit more stuff, I'm going to start with it. And to download this, you can just go into Google and type in Expression Encoder Service Pack 1 or Service Pack 2. I needed to make sure that I had the codec, so I went and I downloaded the Service Pack 2, which is right here. And then this one is the Service Pack 1, was the first one I downloaded. So you can just click on the first or second one depending on which pack you want. I didn't really see much of a difference, but once it loads, you can just, this is not a cracked site or anything, so you can just not worry about that, and you can just click download. And one second. I'm not going to actually re-download it. So yeah, you can just do that. When it's done, you can just exit out of the screen. Now, to show you how this guy works, right here we have the screen capture. And if you can tell, there's another Expression Encoder here. This is basically their editor and live streamer. There's another thing in here that I will show you momentarily. But yeah, so this is the screen capture. As you can see, mine says Microsoft Expression Encoder 4 Screen Capture Service Pack 2 right there. But the Service Pack 1 is basically the same. Like I said, I haven't noticed any differences. But so yeah, this is your audio button, your webcam button. As you can see me here. Yes, I'm in my Yes, I'm in my pajamas. Get over it. And so you can actually record while you're recording your screen. You can also be recording your webcam at the same time. I really like this program for this specific reason, because as you may have seen on one of my Mechwarrior episodes, I mentioned that it took me quite a long time to edit because I had to pre-start my webcam and then end my gameplay and then, edit off the little bit of stopping it at the end. This is nice because it will start recording from both in unison. When you pause it, your webcam pauses, and when you unpause it, they unpause, and when you stop it, they both stop. So there's very little editing that you have to do, which is great help. Now, as you can see, you have your record button there, and capture manager. You can basically, as you can see, I have my files saved here, and so I just gonna leave it there. And then I have this one little part that I recorded earlier. As you can see, it says that the capture codec is not installed. That's mainly why I went on to talk about how I went on to get the second one. But that's okay. So then over here we have edit options. As you can see, we have screen rates and the mouse cursor. Mouse cursor is probably the only thing you have to worry about. Everything else on here, I think you should just leave alone. I do that. The default is pretty much set up how it should be. Come over here to camera. As you can see, there's my HP webcam, and I can choose to use this, which I'm not really sure what that was, or just to not use it. I have it set up to use, and capture settings for that, I pretty much just left that all the way it was. Same thing with the camera settings. If you're more professional and you want to dig around on and with them, that's fine. I just basically said what I wanted to record with and left it at that. Audio, basically just picked my device. As you can see, there's my webcam there. But if I click OK, it just says it only supports to use one. So you can either only do one or the other. I have my headset for that. These I just left alone. The hotkey keys. Now, the one thing that does irritate me a bit is that you have to go and constantly change them to what you want. Otherwise, they will just, every time you exit out and then reopen it again, it will reset it to these two setups. It's kind of annoying, but then again, the recording well with the webcam really kind of turn the tides. Now here you have some other options. Countdown before recording. That's pretty good because it goes 3, 2, 1. It's kind of nice, and it does a little beep so you know when it's officially started, paused, or stopped. You can show your little toolbar thing here if you want, or anything else. The flashing boundary I kind of like, because then you see where your boundary is of what it is and isn't recording. Then you can use it as overlay. I basically just left it all there because they're all checked right away, so I pretty much left it there. And then you got your help, which I haven't really used. And so that is basically the capture, the expression encoder. Now, to the second part of that, hold on, let me just close that, is the editing. Now, I can't really show a whole lot, because each time I try to do this, my computer shuts down and I have to restart it. But I can at least open it and show you guys the layout. But once I start inputting videos and whatnot, then it does that. So I'm sorry, I can't really show you guys any of the effects, but I can explain it to you and pretty much show you guys. So here you have your live broadcasting, your silver light, and your transcoding. And I think I accidentally hit on live broadcasting. Yes, I did. I'm just going to quickly exit out of that if I can. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to reopen this. Sorry about that. And so yeah, I'm just going to click on the transcoding project. That is the editor right there. As you can see, it is actually fairly simple. You can like put your stuff to the side there. You can like move this up a bit if you have a lot of files and want to make sure that you see them all. Where'd you go? Right there, there you go. Now, pretty much, again, I can't really show you because then my computer will shut down, but you go into File and you pretty much just hit Export and you just pick whatever file you want and hit Open. Now, you can't do 2 at a time, so you'll have to do it 1 at a time. It is kind of annoying, but up here is your preview window. As you can see, it says Preview right there. And when you open and import files, they show up down here, so you have the list and then you have your preview above here. As you can see, you have your times for how much you have gone through and how much it is out of. You got your pretty standard controls, back a section, forward a section, fast forward, fast backwards, play and pause. Now here is where you can actually take clips and insert them in between each other, as you can kind of tell by the little picture there. There, when you have selected, I could be over here like at the 10-minute mark, and I could split it into 2 clips. Here is the, it's sort of basically like the redo button, but this is also like the redo button too. From the little bit that I got to kind of practice with it, they both seem like the same thing. There may be different qualities to them, but like I said, I don't really get much of a chance, because once I start inputting files and stuff, it gets picky and just shuts right off. So yeah, then you have your other files like the visual overlay, audio overlay, audio, video, and crop. I'm not entirely sure the output format. I'm not entirely sure what that is, because normally I only got to deal with these few things here. Not a whole lot with this stuff on the side. This is other systems and other users, which I'm not entirely sure what that's for. Then you have your encoding with your overlays and whatnot. And then, if I am right, this is where you can like rename files, I believe. And your thumbnails, output, security, and publish. So pretty much some good, decent stuff. God, I really gotta get it to stop working so I can really look in more to this stuff. If I do an update video on this, on the editor more, when I figured out how to not make my computer shut down when I do this, then I will show you guys. But yeah. And then you saw that it had the singular and then the live streaming. Those I haven't gotten to try, but I'm sure if you search it on YouTube, you will find a lot more there. So that is Expression Encoder. That is the Microsoft Expression Encoder and the editor that comes with that. Now I'm going to show you guys Bandicam. Bandicam is free, as well as the Expression Encoder. But they both only have 10-minute time limits. The one thing that I do like about Bandicam's setup more with that is that, give it a second here. Un momente. There we go. And so here you have your little window for recording, and you can like adjust it for the area that you want to record. And as you can see, it has this little full screen, and it will just go down in this little bar. They make it big. This is your image capture, pretty much just like a snapshot, and your manual start record and stop record button. One thing that I do like about this that's better than the Expression Encoder is that they both have a 10-minute time limit. But when you start recording with Bandicam, just hit record, as you can see, it puts the time that you have been recording up here at the top. And you always see that. Your viewers and your this bar won't be in the recording, but it's really helpful because then you can see how much you have or have not recorded. And you can see you have pause button and stop. And so that is your little recording screen. There's your find window and it pretty much just does the same thing as recording a little window, like stairs. And yeah, so that is at full screen currently, so I'm not going to mess with it. But as you can see here, we have general, video, image, and about. About is not really useful, so that's just like for registering. But here you can pick the file you want your documents and videos saved on, and you can choose to not have it auto-complete recording, which I just kind of left that alone, and just kind of the window always on top. So this window right here will be over any window that you pull out. And I will show you how to download this. Now you basically, give me a second, see, like, always keep Bandicam window on top. I'm going to unclick that so you guys can see. So you basically just go Google, type in Bandicam, and go to their actual website. This may be a different type of website for other computers or softwares, but yeah, actually this has changed a bit since I have last been up here. So as you can see, you can either hit just download Bandicam, buy a license. When I did it, I just went straight to download, and as you can see, it shows you what you get with registered and unregistered. And it just shows you that you pretty much have the same things except no watermark and 10-minute time limit per file. So you can, hit your hotkey key, which I will show you momentarily, and start it. And then in some of my earliest videos, I was actually using Bandicam. And when it got close to 10 minutes, I'd say, okay, be right back in 1 second. I would stop the recording and then just instantly hit the button again and start recording another file. And then I would just edit the two together to make my one episode. So then you can just click on the download. This one on the right is the one you want. This is for something completely different. So this is the one for the Bandicam. Should say bannysoft.com. That is basically Bandicam. Now when you're done recording, or done downloading, you just exit out like so. Now, back to what the hotkey keys I was talking about. Click that again. Video, either your start/stop, your pause hotkeys. You can either add mouse clicks or hide the cursor while you're recording. I like to not make people so annoyed, but for them to be able to see where the heck I'm clicking. So that's pretty much it. And then image, this is pretty much for your snapshot. I haven't really ever used it, so I haven't, set a hotkey for that. Hide mouse cursor, you may want to keep that hidden for your snapshot. You can pick your format, as you can see. I'm not going to mess with that. And like I said, about isn't really that set. But into settings, we have our sound, which is primary. And you can choose to have for me, it's my headset or my webcam. For primary, I would have gone with headset. And for secondary, I probably would have just leave it disabled. So that way, even if you did hear, it would be really soft in the background, but you would still be able to hear sound like if I was playing a song in the background or whatever. You can go in and do separate settings and then options, properties, and basically just do it that way. Now, of course, for my headset, my recording, microphone's the only thing I got. Playback, I have these other things as well. And then for webcam, all you got is recording, and it doesn't really give you much. So that's, if you know how to work with it, then it can be helpful. But then, yeah. And you can get to those easily from going to either of these setting tabs. Pretty much the same, except this audio is for the secondary, and then this one is like for the primary. So, and it is a fairly small, it doesn't have a lot. I mean, it's just a recording of your screen, but it's still a pretty good software. I use it on some of my earliest videos, and it does, if you have seen them, it does leave the www.bandicam.com, but it's kind of transparent and gray up at the top of your video, kind of like where I'm doing with my mouse. It's usually right in that width span. You usually don't see it very well if you're just like focused, like if you're playing Minecraft or something and there's a lot of stuff going on. Chances are no one's gonna see that. But if you're just like recording your screen and, you know, not really doing anything but talking and yakking, then yeah. So that is Bandicam. And I hope you guys enjoyed this part 1 tutorial. In part 2, I will be covering the AVS screen capture, which I'm currently using in the making of this episode. So, and Fraps. And those two will be next. So I shall see you guys next time in part 2. There should be an editation somewhere on here. And I shall see you guys next time. Peace.